Hey guys, so I'm here today to film a video about Auric Beauty. I got my stuff in the mail on Monday. It is now Wednesday and I'm filming this. Probably won't upload it until next week because that's just how my filming schedule works, but I wanted to try this for the first time on camera and I couldn't wait any longer. So we're filming this after work one day, so I apologize if the lighting isn't great. I'm going to try to color correct it in Final Cut. Also, we are on day 7 hair, so she is a situation. But like, honestly, with this hair scarf, kind of cute. So before getting into this video, subscribe to my channel up every Tuesday and Thursday. I don't film a lot of like applying makeup videos anymore, but mostly because I'm not really buying any makeup because like we're in a pandemic. But you should still subscribe, it's fun around here. So if you don't know, Auric Beauty is Samantha Ravndal's makeup line. I have been following Samantha since she was Battle Ash Beauty. Oh, remember when she was like one of the first girls to have the silver hair trend? I lusted after that and destroyed my hair trying to do it. We finally just grew her back. But Sam has always been killing it. I actually like stopped watching her for a while, and then recently I started watching her again. When I say recently, I mean like over the last couple years, because I don't know how to say this, but like, I just like her vibes, like I like her personality. She's pretty down to earth and like says what she means, and I like her. She's chill. So, and also she loves a dewy, glowy skin, which like, girl, same. Now I like a fuller coverage situation than Sam, but I'm also a glowy skin girl, so she speaks to me. So when she was coming out with a makeup line, I was like, shit. So we purchased. This is the beautiful packaging. I took the label off the top so that you couldn't see my address. I only ordered 3 products. Now, as you know, if you don't know, I'm Canadian. I live in Ontario, so I will talk all about the shipping process, the fees, the prices, etc. But I'm gonna do that at the end of the video because there's probably some Americans here who don't give a fuck. And like, also, I prefer to look cute when I have that conversation with you as opposed to this situation. So I picked up 3 products. I picked up the Glow Lust and I picked up 2 of the Smoke Reflex. I have opened them, but I have not touched or swatched any of them. I do have to say, the packaging, like this soft touch packaging, is gorgeous. The bottle does feel heavy and weighted. The cap is a situation to take off. So I got the shade Morganite, which is the lightest cool tone shade. I am cool toned, so I usually get cool toned things. I'm cool toned, kind of neutral, but I steer clear of warm toned things. So like I said, I haven't tried this yet, so let's watch it. You get a decent amount in one pump. I probably pumped out way too much. It's like a pretty thick liquid, which I don't mind. I probably put out way too much on. Let me try to like do a small swatch on my other hand. So this is what she looks like. As you can see, it kind of has that, I feel like the best way to describe it is like a wet look almost. Like there's no shimmer or glitter in it. It's just like glow. And what I also like about it is that a lot of strobe creams and stuff you get, they are, have like almost like a pinky tone to it, like MAC strobe cream. And like, people don't want that. I also do feel like it almost has a little bit of coverage. Like, why do my veins look nicer? I do want to swatch it next to Charlotte Tilbury's Fair Hollywood Flawless Filter because like, obviously this is what everyone's comparing it to. The pump is, I know Sam talked about the pump. The pump is very easy to control. Whenever I think about disaster pumps, I always think about MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. That pump shot concealer everywhere and you did not need that much. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury in Fair, and this is the Morganite. So as you can see here, the Charlotte Tilbury is definitely a lot warmer, and the Morganite is a lot cooler and almost looks like a thinner consistency than the Charlotte Tilbury. Obviously, the applicator is different. I don't love this applicator on here. I don't find it picks up enough product. Like, I feel like this should have just had a pump. It would be so much easier. I don't know, this is Sam's and this is Charlotte Tilbury. I kind of feel like Sam's is more glowy. And like, I do have to commend the drips on the packaging. Like, the packaging is gorgeous. It definitely does feel luxury, and like she did say, it's not supposed to be like a cheap brand, it's a luxury brand. And I do find a lot of influencer makeup brands can just feel like almost like color poppy, but more expensive. Like they're just like, they don't feel luxe, whereas like this feels like not an influencer brand. It feels like a high-end brand, and not a lot of influencer brands feel like that. And also this packaging is gorgeous. So for the Smoke Reflex, I got Defiance and Ego. Like I said, I have opened these, but I have not swatched them yet. It might just be mine, but I feel like the top on here comes open very easily. So I will say, travel purposes, I'm not sure if I would trust throwing this in my bag or a kit. Like, just because it's not very secure. Now my Ego does feel like a little bit more secure, but I do feel like this would wear out and open over time. So here we have the top shade in Defiance. Now, I'm not a gold kind of person, but this looked more like a champagne-y kind of gold. The cream in the bottom, I haven't really heard many people talk about the texture, but it's almost like a mousse. Like, do you remember the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse? It kind of feels like that. So this is the bronzy shade, and I got this because I loved the uniqueness of the shade Sam created. I find that so many bronzes are very gold, and I personally hate gold shadow. I don't like gold at all for anything. So for me, I've always had an issue with that. And as you can see here, this is just like such a almost cool toned neutral bronzy shade. This is your powder, which is gold, but it almost looks more like a champagne-y kind of gold. And obviously we're gonna swatch it on top of, these toppers are gonna be so nice. And I do think that like the topper looks more gold on its own than it does on top of the bronze, because the bronze has kind of like those cooler undertones. So I feel like if you like cool tone shadows like me, you would like this, but you could also use that over top of warmer shadows and it would pull more warm. Like, it's a very versatile color because it has all these different micro glitters to it. Okay, Ego is right up my alley. I love a gray, and I just love the shade of this. This texture is so weird. It's like bouncy and moussey. Okay, this gray is beautiful. Like, I wouldn't even call this a silver. I would call this a gray because it's not silver, which I love, because while I love cool tone shadows, silver doesn't really look good on anyone. Like, people aren't wearing silver day to day. You're wearing like taupes or gunmetal grays, and I just think this is gorgeous. And if you don't know me, taupe is probably my favorite color. This like glitter shade is almost like has green in it. Now let's swatch it on top of, oh, so gorgeous. Yeah, we stan. Okay, so I've zoomed you guys in because I always do eyes first. So I'm just gonna put a light gray shade from the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette in my crease. Also, I primed my eyes with my matte, or my Urban Decay Primer Potion, and then I set them with a little bit of powder, so hopefully this works. I do this normally with cream products, but we'll see. So I think I'm just gonna go in with my finger. It's a weird texture, but that's just what works best for me. Hold on, let me grab a mirror. So I've just taken about this much on my finger, and we're just going to apply that to the lid. I'm going to keep it pretty low down first, because that's where I want most of the color to be, and then I will blend it out. Okay, honestly, that provided like a nice wash of color, and the edges blended out pretty nicely. I'm just gonna take a little bit more on my finger, just for right down here. Sorry, I keep getting my mirror in the frame. That applied beautifully over top of a powder, and like it blended into my crease nicely. Okay, I got like a little heavy-handed on that side, but then I just used a clean finger and it blended it out perfectly. I mean, I'll clean up down here after. I can't not get makeup there. It's just not my strong suit. I'm just gonna take the top shade and press that. Okay, I took the smallest amount on my finger and like, I'm shook. Like, this is gorgeous by itself, and I feel like I could do a really cute, like, grungy one shadow look with this, but this is stunning. Gorgeous. I want to give you the flashlight trick because I find that if you show the shadows, like, glitters look so much better, like, in the flashlight of your iPhone. I don't know why that is. Oh, it's so pretty. Now I will say it's very pricey for a single eyeshadow. I mean, it's technically two, but still. So for Morganite, I'm gonna put it all over my face. This is how I wear my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter all the time. I put it all over my face and then I put on my foundation. I'll probably use it as highlight also, but this is how I use it. Sometimes I mix it in with foundation, but I want to just try it all over my face. I'm going to try with my fingers first. However, kind of like, for me with the Hollywood Flawless filter, I find it's too dry to spread it with your fingers. This one is definitely easy. So this is what the skin looks like. It's very like, I want to say wearable glow. Like sometimes when you put on an all over glow, you can be like, I look greasy, but I don't feel like I look greasy at all. Like I could see this is a product I could wear by itself. Like if I'm gonna run errands, just this with some concealer, it just kind of gives you like life. Okay, so I'm gonna put the rest of my face on and then come back for highlighter and we'll discuss. Okay, we are back and we are beat. I actually just put, I put on my Pat McGrath foundation, but I didn't put that much on because I do feel like I haven't been wearing a lot of foundation lately. I've just been doing concealer, and I feel like once you have your whole face on with concealer, like it really does look flawless and you don't need anything else. So I did everything except for highlight. This eye look is stunning. So I'm going to pump just a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna kind of tap some of it off and try to put it here. Now I have powdered under my eyes, so we'll see how this works. I'm just gonna take a sponge and try to blend it out. It's definitely like, for me, listen, I love a glow. So for me, this is like not highlighter enough. I think it's the perfect highlighter for like no makeup days. Like, now I haven't powdered anywhere on my face except for under my eyes and my blush. So I'm literally just gonna add this to like the high points of my face. Oh, I also have powdered on my nose. I wonder how that will work. Like, it's applying over powder very well. And like, as you can see, you are getting a beautiful, like very lit from within highlight. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna add any more, but I am gonna try to like, see if we can layer it. And it does layer very well. Like that definitely looks glowier than this side where I've only put one layer on. So let's layer this too. Like, I like how versatile this product is. I like how it's applying over powder very easily. I definitely think this will replace my Charlotte Tilbury in my collection. The tone is much better for me and it's easier to spread out. And like, honestly, gorgeous. So overall, I do love this. I think if you have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless, whatever the fuck it's called, you probably don't need this. But if you're out of the Charlotte Tilbury or you have been thinking about trying it, I think I like this one better. I like the pump makes it better to use. It just like, quite honestly, for the price points, I feel like they're very similar. And this does not scream luxury packaging to me. While you have the rose gold top, like, it just like looks cheapy. The label has completely rubbed off, and I've only had this since this year, like in April I think I bought this. I really hate this doe foot applicator. Makes no sense for a product like this. So I definitely prefer this. Like, it just feels more luxe. The like matte touch packaging, the lid, the pump, like it's just like, looks nicer. In regards to the Smoke Reflex, absolutely love them. So gorgeous. I love a topper. Like, Samantha is the person who got me onto the Hourglass Smoke, what's it called? Scattered Light and Smoke. And so I will, of course, be using these. The shade Ego is so beautiful, and something you don't see a lot in these types of products is like a taupey silver, a gunmetal gray. Like, you get very like champagne, gold, like 6 different golds, a rose gold. And I like how Samantha has really made these colors her own. Like, the bronze is more of a neutral bronze. This is more of a gunmetal gray instead of a silver. Even the rose gold was less pink and less like, it wasn't so gold. Whereas most rose golds to me just look like a slightly pink gold. Hers looked actually like rose gold. I really wanted to buy it, but like I just could not buy 3. That was out of the budget. So like, look at this. This is a vibe. I'm feeling it. So overall, I highly recommend the brand. I love the products. Let's talk shipping and packaging. So like I said from the beginning, I am Canada. I'm Canadian, and Samantha Ravindell is also Canadian. And something many Canadians understand is shipping prices are astronomical. Like, they act like we live across the ocean, but I could drive there in 2 hours. Like, that's how close I am to the border. So it's a little ridiculous. And so Canadians are always complaining about shipping prices. Like, realistically, if something doesn't have free shipping to Canada, I won't buy it. Unless I really, really want it. And we're always complaining about the fact that they never have things in Canadian prices, and duties are a ripoff. So people were kind of expecting Sam to do something that would make Canadians happy, and she didn't, and I have to talk about it, because like Sam would talk about this. I understand she's a small company, and I have like a different perspective because I worked for a startup company that shipped mostly to the US about 5 years ago. I was their first employee, so I was there when we made all the decisions about Canadian shipping and Canadian prices and duties and all of that. So I kind of have like a back end, behind the scenes perspective of this. And Samantha has been replying to comments being like, I understand, but as a small business, you know, we can only do so much, and it makes no sense to ship the products that are made in the US to Canada to ship them out, to just ship them back to the US. And like, I can understand that and wrap my head around that. However, I think that she's kind of ignoring, like, she keeps answering all the questions with, I can't have a shipping place in Canada, and like talking about how far apart like we are, because like in Canada we are the second largest country like in mass, but we have less population than the States. So I understand what she's saying. I understand it's not feasible to have a shipping center in Canada. Totally get that. However, there are ways that you could still appease Canadians without having shipping here. One, you could offer, honestly, even just having Canadian pricing on the website would be so critical to Canadians. I'm going to be referring to Brad Mondo's hairline X Mondo a lot in this video, or in this little portion, because my best friend and I just ordered from him and it was a great experience, and he had Canadian pricing. Canadian pricing. We love Canadian pricing. I literally just want you to be able to charge me in Canadian so that I can see what the actual price is, because it fluctuates so much. And I hate that. And it also means that when I order an item, I don't know what the border takes into account of for duties. Like, are they taking into account what the dollar was when I ordered it or when it's crossing the border? You know what I mean? So I really appreciated that he had Canadian pricing, and something like that is super simple to have on your website. And I think that's something that she could do to make Canadians happy. And on top of that, shipping for Canadians was 15 US dollars, which comes out to about 20 Canadian dollars. I think it was 19 something Canadian dollars. And duties aren't covered. And again, I just ordered from Brad Mondo. His shipping is $19 Canadian, so the exact same price, but duties are covered. And I understand that Samantha's not a huge brand, but like neither is Brad Mondo. He probably is now because his brand's been up and running for a little bit longer. I don't know how it was at the beginning, but stuff like that is important because I'm here to tell you that this cost me, so this order cost me $183 for 3 products plus shipping and handling. The Smoke Reflex were 39 US dollars each, which comes out to 52 Canadian when my conversion happened. So these were 52 Canadian dollars, half of $100. Ouch. The Glow Lust was 45 US dollars, which comes out to 60 Canadian dollars. Honestly, I think this is a better deal just because this will last me forever and I can use it in so many different ways. I'm making a mess. And then, like I said, shipping was 15 US dollars, which comes out to 20 Canadian dollars. Then it crossed the border and I was hit with a $43 duties. And see, here's my issue with this. I did not order enough product for my duties to be $20, to be $43. I calculated, I did my duties estimate, and on the duties estimate, my duties should have been $23. So what this means is Samantha Ravindal's company, Auric, uses a third-party customs broker. So what that means is when you get your shipping confirmation, it says like Landmark will operate as your customs broker. It like says like you authorize Landmark to operate as your customs broker, but like at this point the package has shipped. What options do I have? I was never given this information beforehand. And I also have to go back to that because Samantha didn't have the website up until the second it launched. So nobody knew if duties or not were covered because she hadn't really covered it in like I had seen her talk about it and I think like comments one time, but like it wasn't posted publicly. And I don't think it was in the FAQ at the time. And if it was, no one has time to read the FAQ when you're trying to get through to an influencer launch that you know is going to sell out. And because the website wasn't up in advance, no one had time to look around and guess that. So you didn't get told that duties weren't covered until you checked out. Like until your payment went through, then it would say duties are not covered for these countries. And like, I think they might want to move that to before, like under the shipping section, because that's kind of shady. And that's the thing. So this Landmark Global that they're using to send your packages over is charging a broker fee of $20. And I only know this, I actually emailed their brand today about it. Let's see if they replied to me. I only emailed them a couple hours ago, so probably not. No, they haven't emailed me back yet. If they do, I will update the description box. But I only know this because it happened to me once with UPS when Morphe sent a package over. And I fought with UPS and I got the $20 back. But the thing that Landmark does is they don't include the E14 form, the customs form, with a breakdown of what you pay. You literally just have, let me see if I can cover. So you just have your Canada Post thing, and at the top it says here, $43 is how much you owe. It shows you that Landmark has printed this. Landmark has printed this. And it doesn't show you the breakdown, so you don't know what you're paying for. So anyone who isn't informed, who doesn't know how much duties cost, who doesn't know how these broker companies work, will just think that's their duties cost. But my duties cost was only $23, and then I had to pay an extra $20 for Landmark to broker it for me. And like, sorry, but if that's the company that Auric is using, then Auric should have a deal, either that her customers get a discount or should be fronting the costs for that, because I didn't ask Auric to clear my order faster. That was on them, and I didn't really have the option to opt out of it because like you sent it to them already. I have no control. So I don't like that at all. And again, I don't have the breakdown, so I can't fight with the company. I was Googling and there are tons of negative reviews about Landmark online of people who are pissed that they don't have the customs form, are pissed that the packages are basically just, they're just told to pay this price and there's no breakdown. So I will say, I like the products. They're gorgeous, but I will not be ordering from Auric Beauty again until they figure out something for Canadian shoppers, because I saw in like a lot, like it was like, I saw Samantha address this in a live stream, but then when she does her live streams, once, like on YouTube, once they're done, she doesn't leave them up. So there's no way for people to have this information, but I saw her say that you only get charged customs over and duties over 150 Canadian dollars. So she was like, so most people shouldn't have to pay it. But if you think about the fact that this is $60 and this is $50. So if you buy 2 products, you might not have to pay it, but I think that shipping is counted in that, so that's an extra $20 on top of your order. And if you buy anything more than 2 products, you're gonna have to pay. I just hope that they put a better system out. I hope they do something better for Canadians, because again, I get it. I get it that it's not always feasible, but I also know that Canadians are probably such a small portion of your consumers that you can usually eat a little bit of the profits there and give them a deal. Like I said, I used to work for an e-commerce brand and we had Canadian pricing, and the Canadian pricing had a lower profit margin than our US pricing because we know what it's like to be Canadians. So we ate that cost as a brand. My battery is dying, and that's all I really have to say. I do hope Samantha does something for Canadians to make our shopping experience better, because I just think that these prices are astronomical. These 3 products cost me $220. I'm sorry, what? Are you Tom Ford? I don't know if Tom Ford's that expensive. Maybe he is. Like, it's just too much for Canadians to bear the burden of. So I hope that she's able to, with this first launch, make some capital and make some investments in that side of the brand. But overall, I do think the products are really nice. If you love a glowy skin, I definitely recommend this. The eyeshadows are to die for. And yeah, that is my Canadian perspective. Let me know down below what you guys think. Let me know if you purchased anything from this launch. If you also got hit with duties, I would love to hear about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!